where do you think that intelligence is? And I think this, I don't even know how you're going to answer this question, but like, is this being stored in the brain? Is it in like the nervous system? If so, where? Is it in the fascia? Is the fascia alive? So I'd love to know a little bit about like, because you know, some of these TRE experiences, they're happening decades later, right? You know, people
Oh
might have
yeah,
gone
for
through
sure.
a situation, and somehow we've held on to that experience, and there's a memory there that's gone on for decades, and suddenly it's ready to, like you say, complete the circuit or complete the
Right.
cycle. So what could you talk more on the intelligence and what you think it is and where it might be?
Yeah, I can. And there's things we know and there's things that we don't 100% know because, as you know, neuroscience is such a
Mm.
um evolving and emerging process. So, but here's what I would say on this. You know, some people would like to have these in a sense simplistic, as initially a bodywork therapist, Rolfing, structural integration, myofascial release, there's all this language of, the issues are in the tissues, and there's this belief that trauma or emotion is like it's a liquid or something, and it's literally stored in the tissue, and that it's right there, and you don't even need the brain. The brain's not involved at all. It's living there, and if you touch it the right way, then it moves. And I kind of reject the simplicity of that model. I think we are talking about a body brain phenomenon. And I also think that there's a book I like with this woman, Amanda Blake, and her book is called Your Body is Your Brain. And I think that's a much more, this sort of field of embodied cognition and embodiment studies. This idea that our, let alone our body intelligence, our intelligence is a distributed system that includes our brain in our head, includes our other major nerve plexuses like the enteric nervous system, the heart brain. It includes our neurohormonal system. It includes our the different layers of the central nervous system. So what I really believe is that we can't actually isolate things very well. I think human neurobiology is needs the entire system in order to sort of function in the ways that we see it, including psycho-emotionally. So, in terms of tremoring and discharge and using Peter Levine's model, what the way we understand it is that so some of the important systems involved are, so on the tremoring side, we look at it as there's motor neurons that are stored along the spinal column called central pattern generators, and these are like reflexes they're not stored in our motor cortex because uh, they'll be faster acting, and if we don't have to consciously think about them. So we have patterns, for example, for swallowing. We have patterns for sneezing. We have patterns for orgasm. We have patterns for the peristalsis that moves food. So these
Mm.
reflexological patterns mostly aren't coming from the motor region of the brain. The motor sequences are stored in what's called central pattern generators that are part of your brain stem or along the spinal column.